Hi, my name is Lamanda Blackman, and I'm here to do a quick core strengthening and flexibility yoga session. So first we'll start in an easy seated pose with the legs crossed. If this is too difficult, you can bring the soles of your feet together into a diamond or cobbler pose. We'll take 3 cleansing breaths. If you feel comfortable with closing your eyes, you can do so, or take a soft gaze directly in front of you. Breathing in slowly for the count of 4, holding for the count of 3, and exhaling for the count of 4. Do this 3 times. Now we're going to transition into tabletop, and that is on your hands and knees. Make sure that your alignment is the shoulders, elbows, and wrists are stacked on top of each other. The hips and the knees are in alignment right directly behind the wrist, and the feet are directly behind the knees. The back is flat here. We're going to do a couple of rounds of cat-cow breathing. As you inhale, the belly comes down, the chest opens, the head pops up. As you exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, pressing through the palms of the hands, exhaling all of the air. Inhale and exhale. Do this 5 more times to your own breath. Once you finish with that, return back to a tabletop, which is the flat back. Next, we'll transition into child's pose. Bring the knees out wide onto the mat. Bring the big toes together, sitting all the way back onto your heels. If this is difficult for you, you can use a block and place the block in between your heels and sit onto the block. Lowering all the way down to the mat, bringing your forehead onto the mat. Take 5 breaths here. Now we are going to return back to tabletop. Remember the alignment for tabletop. In order to support the knees, you may want to use a blanket under the knees for added support. You can also use the blanket under the wrist. Now we're going to go into bird dog, and we're going to alternate bird dog left and right 10 times. So for bird dog, there's a couple of modifications, and I'll show you both. First, you're going to take a deep inhale in. As you exhale, you're going to activate the core by pulling the navel to the spine, taking the right leg straight back, parallel with the ground, heel facing back. If you're okay here, you can alternate from left to right. As you breathe in, bringing the right knee back down, exhaling the left leg back. And you'll do this 10 times. If you want to add a little bit more to engage the core, as you take a deep inhale in and exhale the right leg back, you can bring the left hand straight out in front of you. Inhale back in. As you exhale, do the opposite side. Again, do this 10 times. So now we're back in tabletop, and we'll go into our first down dog. All right, in order to do a down dog, you're going to simply curl the toes under, press into the mat with your hands, lifting up the knees off of the mat into an upside down V. Be sure to bring your hands and your feet into the correct position. You can pedal the knees to lengthen the backs of the legs. You also can come all the way up onto the toes and sending the heels back towards the mat. Take 5 full breaths here. Now we'll transition into a standing pose by simply walking the feet up towards the hands. And we'll stay here for our forward fold. Allow the head to hang. Allow the palms to reach towards your mat. Sending your chest to your knees. We'll take 5 full breaths here. And slowly, one vertebrae at a time, we'll make transition ourselves into a standing position. All right, from here, we'll go into the half sun salutation. Simply inhale the arms all the way up, extending the fingertips outward, activating the arms, reaching up towards the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive, all the way down. We'll inhale halfway up with a flat back. And exhale all the way down. Inhale all the way up. Creating space. Reach up towards the ceiling, palms together. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Do this 2 more times. From there, we'll transition into mountain pose. Bring the arms down, the shoulders roll back and down, creating space between the neck and shoulders. Place the feet hip distance apart, plant the toes into the mat. Engage the calves, engage the thighs and the glutes. Engage the core by drawing the navel to the spine. Activate the arms, extending the fingertips out towards the ground. Opening up the chest by drawing the shoulder blades together. And allow your head to come up to just about the point where the ceiling meets the wall. Take 5 cleansing breaths here. Breathing in for 4. Hold the breath for 3. And exhale for 4. We'll transition now into tree pose. Shift the weight over to the left foot. Kickstand the right heel above the left ankle. Engage the core by drawing the navel to the spine, keeping the hips facing forward. A great tip here is to keep the weight evenly distributed onto the foot. If you lean too far forward, you may lose your balance, just as if you lean too far back onto the heel. Try to keep the weight evenly distributed on the whole foot, and also engage the core and use the arms to help you balance. We'll inhale all the way up, bringing the hands to heart center as we exhale. Shake that out, and we'll do the same thing on the right, and I'll show you a modification. So come back to mountain pose. This time, shift your weight over to the right foot. Kickstand the left heel right above the right ankle. For those that are more advanced, you can bring the left foot up to the calf. And remember to keep the weight evenly distributed onto the right foot, the toes, and the heel. Use the core for balance and use your hands as well. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands down to heart center. We'll go back to our feet being hip distance apart and go into our second sun salutation. Inhale deeply all the way up. creating space, looking up at the hands, stretching up towards the ceiling. Exhale, swan dive and forward fold, all the way down. Inhale, halfway up with a flat back, bringing the palms up to the thighs or the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, reaching up, hands to heart center as you exhale. Do this 2 more times. All right, as we bring this practice to a close, we'll take 3 more deep cleansing breaths as we extend the arms all the way out, activating the arms by reaching the fingertips outward, all the way up to the ceiling. As we inhale, exhale, bring our hands to our heart center.